Welcome to the first episode of the 2019-2020 SJW podcast. I'm Jake Woods, that's Nick S., and we're joined by the Miami Dolphins starting quarterback, Noah Grimmer.
Did you guys see players are already trying to get out of Miami?
I don't blame them.
I do. Xavier Howard's not, and that's all that matters to me. So,
you guys actually have, I forget what, I was looking at it, you guys actually have, like, by far the most draft capital of, like, any team.
No,
like,
for sure.
You're doing it smart.
We have a next draft, we have 2 in round 1, 2 in round 2, 2 in round 3, and then 2 in round 6, I think. And then in 2 years, we have 2 in round 1, 2 in round 2, and 2 in round 3.
Yeah, that's crazy. So you could go, and even, what's that guy, the Alabama, the long-haired guy? What's his name?
No, he's not Alabama. He's Clemson.
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah,
I don't want them. They need to put in Rosen because we need to see how Rosen's gonna do. But I don't know.
I liked Rosen coming out of the draft.
Yeah.
I thought he was better than Darnold and the other guys, but
he got put in a terrible situation.
He already played. Are they gonna keep starting Fitzpatrick, or are they gonna go back to Rosen?
There's no need to. Like, they know what he can do. They need to figure out if they're gonna keep Rosen or if they need to think about Tua or. I like Justin Herbert better than Tua, honestly, but.
And then I don't know if you guys saw, but Daniel Jones already was playing in the Giants game.
Yeah, not surprised by that.
We're gonna start him. All right, we have a trade alert already. We don't want
big trades.
This is a fantasy podcast. We got a trade alert already. Somehow, some way, we got Tim DeZone trading for Cam Newton, giving up Kalen Ballage to Presta.
Rest in peace, Andrew Luck. Both very bad players. Kalen Ballage is a mess. I guess Cam Newton might be all right. But when you have 4 quarterbacks, I'm not really sure.
Kalen Ballage just isn't a starter yet, but Dolphins' O-line is weak, so I don't really.
I can't believe Andrew Luck retired.
Mid-podcast breakdown. Hate to see
I was
it.
at a concert. I was just doing my thing. We were right next to the stadium. I'm like, fuck, we're going to get caught in Colts traffic at the end. Like, halfway through the concert, I get this notification on my phone. I'm like, oh my God, is this real? And, like, Joe looked at me. He's like, yeah, that's real. And I'm like, oh my God. I was just screaming. I was just like, fucking Andrew Luck retires in the middle of this and, like, all the indie people behind me were like, yeah. It was a bunch of old people.
Love to see it.
I'm not really over it yet. I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of holding out hope that he comes back in like 2 years. I doubt it, but he has no reason.
You don't need him when you got Jacoby Brissett.
Who retires at 29? Like, it's not like 33 and he's getting up there. It wasn't even a Romo. Like, I was sad about Romo. He got pushed out of the job. Like, Luck was just like, fuck it. My head's not in it. I'm tired of injury rehabbing.
He needs to pull a Jason Witten and come back. He needs to go broadcasting for a year.
Jason Witten had a nice week.
He caught a touchdown pass.
Pretty strong.
All right, I don't want to get stuck on
that. Get into week
so,
one.
Tim lost Luck, and then he traded for Cam. Which was maybe I don't know how Cam's gonna do this year, man. Cam looked okay in that game against the Rams, but they just gave it to McCaffrey He's basically their offense now.
Yeah, McCaffrey, yeah. I don't know.
McCaffrey goes down, what happens? Is the offense just a mess, or?
I think so. I don't even know who their backup running back is.
If McCaffrey goes down?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what they would do. He's their entire offense right now. We can get into that later. All right, so we have...
Who do we want to start with? Maybe let's start with Presta and versus Tim, since that's the trade.
Oh, they played? Oh, yeah. So. All right, here we go.
Yep.
So, by the way, if you're listening to this and you haven't done your bug name yet, apparently people really care about this bug name thing. So get your bug names down.
Get your bug names down, boys.
I haven't told Jeff yet. I can't add Jeff to the group. Every time I try to do it, it tells me that it's just, I cannot do that. Big X comes on group me, and can't do it.
I hate to see it.
So I'm going to work with him. Maybe we can get him on a different group me, or he's got a weird setting or something. But I've had him in group me groups before, so I don't know what's going on. All right, start off with the matchup. So Presta just destroyed Tim.
Yeah. Cam Newton did
even
not
close.
do very well in his
Nope.
debut for
Not even
Tim
Aaron Rodgers, but I think that was kind of expected against the Packers.
against the Bears.
Or the Bears.
Yeah.
At home or on the road,
Away.
Chicago. But he still put up 13. Le'Veon Bell was kind of surprising to me. I saw a stat, was on the field for every single snap in the Jets offense. Only him and Christian McCaffrey.
Really?
Yep.
Not
So
bad.
people were worried about usage for Le'Veon Bell.
That's kind of upsetting. Then I mean, if he's in the snap every single offensive play, I would expect more than 20 points from him.
He's also playing for the Jets.
Yeah, that's true.
The Jets were firmly ahead in that game the entire time. And then I don't know how the Bills did it, but they made that comeback. Speaking of comebacks, did you guys see Kyler Murray in that Arizona?
I'm
great.
happy for him. I like Kyler Murray.
They ended up tying, but that was interesting. Zeke didn't have a great game.
I think the big story is Sammy Watkins, though.
Yeah, Sammy Watkins.
Went off.
42.3 points in our league.
Yeah. That's gonna be probably something reoccurring, hopefully, with Sammy Watkins. Now that Tyreek Hill's gonna be gone till about week 10.
Probably not to that degree, but
no, but like
definitely
he's gonna be their wide receiver one now. Yeah.
And I was watching the game. He took like a slant route, just straight, broke a tackle or two, and took it like 65 yards or something. He was just a monster. Good defensive plays on both sides. Damian Williams. I mean, Mike Evans was disappointing. Cam was disappointing. Zeke was disappointing.
Freeman was disappointing.
Your team's Freeman got.
I mean, he really had an average week. Presta had an average week, other than Sammy Watkins.
Yeah,
it was a decent week, but he really is the only reason he.
Yeah, if you take out Sammy Watkins, it
would have been about a 120 to 100 instead if Sammy Watkins had a normal week.
That's the draft recap. While we do the matchups, we can go through and kind of just look at everyone's team and kind of give draft thoughts. On Presta's side, I think he drafted Bell pretty early. I think he was the seventh pick. Yeah. So it was a little earlier than I thought for Bell, but if they're going to keep him on the field for 100% of the snaps like he did week 1, that's not a bad pick at all. Talent might win out. It's really situational.
Zeke went 4, which is expected.
And Zeke was, I think, a good pick.
I do too.
If he ends up playing, he's a good pick. He would be the number 1 pick, in my opinion, if he was not holding out the entire year. He kind of got a steal there, picking him, and he comes back. And he's fresh. He didn't have to deal with the preseason. Nobody even plays in the preseason anyways.
And you got Tim had Hollywood Brown on his bench.
Yeah, and I was talking to Tim last night. He was questioning whether or not Hollywood Brown's just a flex option now. Like, should he be playing Hollywood Brown every week?
Apparently,
and again, that was against Miami, their secondary isn't terrible. I don't know what happened there, honestly.
We can get into that game when we talk about Lamar Jackson on my bench. But
I think he only played like 13 or 17 snaps the entire game. Do you see that? Yeah. He's just very efficient.
150 or 147 yards, 2 touchdowns.
We got some breaking news involving Antonio Brown really quickly. I don't know if this is true.
Really?
But there's an attorney filing a lawsuit against him for sexual battery and false imprisonment. The allegations state that Brown used the woman's religious faith to deceive her and ultimately sexually assaulted and raped her.
I don't know. I've not seen anything on ESPN yet. It could just be fake news.
It could be, yeah. But we'll see. Maybe further developments.
If that's true, man, what a roller coaster drafting that guy.
Who took him? I think Nick did, right?
No, I think.
Oh wait, we have a lot of Nick.
My brother.
Little B has him. You have him in a league.
Yeah.
I know my roommate TJ's got him in a league that I'm in with him.
I have him in a league.
We got a lot of people that care about
I don't want to take him. I don't want to take too much to talk about my other league, but I have a trade right now going into that league that if this kid takes it, I'll be very surprised. But I'm giving him Marlon Mack, Nick Chubb, and AB for Christian McCaffrey and Robbie Anderson. So,
wow.
I already have Zeke
I might
too.
Take that if I was the other kid. That's a lot of value.
It is a lot of value, and he has Christian McCaffrey is his only other running back. He had Mixon, who's hurt now, but I don't know.
Yeah, Chubb and
He doesn't have a flex player at all.
Who's your first name? It was Chubb, Brown.
Chubb, Brown, and Marlon Mack.
Yeah, that's a lot of value.
Take that, yeah.
It is a lot of value, but yeah, I have a lot of depth on my bench. So I mean, I'm hoping
if you're top heavy, and you believe in your depth, the thing is, we're only in week 1. People are going to get injured, so
that's the only thing I'm worried about.
Demaryius Thomas to the Jets.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Not a lot. That's big news, but.
All right, so
not actually relevant for fantasy then. Yeah. I didn't think he was going to be relevant as the 4th wide receiver. All right, do you want to keep going on? On Tim's team. What do you think about Tyler Lockett this year?
I think he's gonna be good. I think he's gonna be a good receiver this year.
I think he gets a lot of touchdowns.
For Tim. I think it's either his 3rd or his 4th or 5th. I would assume. Tyler Lockett, Damian Williams.
He took Tyler Lockett in. Let's see. Round 5.
Yeah, that's too early for Tyler Lockett.
Damian Williams is really interesting. If he can hold down that job,
I think that might have been a little too early for him too. I got Tyler Boyd round 6, and I think Tyler Boyd personally probably should have went before Lockett. I don't know.
Lockett only had 1 catch in the game, but it was for 44 yards and a touchdown. So.
Yeah.
And I know he had a big drop where he was kind of wide open. I was kind of paying attention to the game. The Seahawks-Bengals game was better than I thought it would be.
The Vikings only threw 10 passes.
Really?
Yeah. That was.
They didn't need to. They were killing them the whole game.
Yeah. No, that is true, but a little upsetting for Vikings receivers.
All right, so recap. Presta.
I think
not a great week, but
Edelman takes a hit. Edelman takes a hit in value after Brown comes in, I think.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Well, Antonio Brown's just a better Julian Edelman.
He is. He's the exact type of receiver that Tom Brady likes. He can work the middle of the field and get open, but he's just bigger, stronger, and faster than Edelman.
He's just a better route runner.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna get schemed open.
I mean, they're still gonna use Edelman for those short slant routes across the middle that destroys defenses, but now they're gonna have AB doing the exact same thing but deeper down.
And I wasn't high on Julian Edelman that much going into the year, just because he's not really a touchdown threat. He's not really a red zone guy.
Yeah.
He might be open more often now. I would say he's still a low wide receiver 2, high receiver 3.
High 3, yeah.
Next matchup, we're gonna do Widlow versus Bow.
What a bad matchup to pick.
Yeah, I was just clicking. 76 points.
I think a lot of the problem is if you go look at my defense and kicker, you can see that they combine for 1 point.
Yeah.
Oh, I started Matt Bryan in a different league too. Yeah, I had whatever his name is, that other kicker.
I don't think anyone thought the Falcons would bet that bad.
Yeah,
like that.
I thought the Falcons were going to be pretty decent this season.
I thought it was going to be a close game.
Yeah, the Vikings looked really good. You're pretty disappointed in your entire team, I assume. First start, Jameis.
Larry Fitz had a solid week. Everyone else, not so much.
Yeah.
Thielen caught a touchdown.
I still don't think my team is that bad, though. I just think.
No, I think you've got a good team. I mean, you've got 3 wide receiver ones.
You're running back 2. Are you really going to keep Philip Lindsay in there the entire year?
Ideally, no. I'm just trying to see what I'm going to do with that. Either go through a trade or find some kind of waiver gold. I mean, Carlos Hyde could potentially be a running back 3. Maybe running back 2. He put up 9 points last game. 10 carries for 83 yards.
At 80 yards.
10 carries. 10 carries is the part that surprises me. I think that's pretty. That's something you can count on.
Maybe you try to move Fitz to like Guzik or Grimmer, one of those guys that really love Fitz.
Yeah, those Fitz guys.
There's 2 Fitz guys in the league, and I think it's Guzik and Nick. So maybe try to move them to them. On Widlow's side, great call with Tyrell Williams. He said it when Antonio Brown left, and I completely agree. Tyrell Williams is like at least a wide receiver 3.
I think he's a wide receiver 2, pushing on wide receiver 1 just because he was good.
No, he's not a wide receiver.
He was good last year. He is Derek Carr's.
He could be like top 18.
He is Derek Carr's only target.
Yeah.
I think he will finish as a top 15 receiver.
Tight end that
Oh,
a tight
Darren Waller.
end that I
Darren Waller.
Yeah, there's a tight end. I'm gonna either pick him up or I'm such a dumbass. I want to talk about this. I had a league where I was getting a ton of value in the middle of the rounds. Like I think rounds 8 and 9, I picked like who's the Allen Robinson and David Montgomery. Like crazy picks for that late. And I didn't get a tight end though. Like I missed the tight end push. So I drafted TJ Hawkinson. And then right before the games on Sunday, I was looking and I was like, Jack Doyle's Jacoby Brissett. I dropped Hawkinson, played Doyle, lost the week by 10. Hawkinson put up like 25.
Yeah. Hawkinson,
that's
2.5. Surprises me.
So I'm gonna try to pick him up, and if I don't get him, I'll get Darren Waller.
Yeah, in one of my other leagues, I have 3 tight ends in my waiver wires for the same person, hoping I can get one of them.
Yeah.
Rookie tight ends just usually aren't that good. That's the problem.
Well, the bright side is I think I had a worse week than Bowitz did in this league. So I should, in theory, be number 1 in waiver priority. So I think I'll go get Hawkinson, and then maybe pick up Waller too, and just So we'll see. Bowitz on your team. I'm disappointed in OJ Howard. I don't know if you watched the game.
I'm disappointed in Chubb. I'm disappointed in the entire Cleveland offense.
Brate caught 2 or 3 touchdowns that got called back through penalty, and Jameis looked like garbage. Devontae Adams, we just don't expect that to continue.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp, 7 receptions. He had 10 targets in that game.
That's promising.
Kupp, not a great week, but I wouldn't be that disappointed in him. Jameis really killed.
Yeah, I think Cooper Kupp's proving to be their number 1 target now.
On Whitlow's side, Marlon Mack had a crazy game.
Yeah.
Interesting. He will. I think he's about the same as where he would have been drafted had luck been there. He's probably got less touchdown upside, but we're going to give it to him more. Josh Gordon had a nice touchdown pass or catch. Odell, if we would have caught a touchdown,
I don't even know. I feel like Josh Gordon's going to take a Will Fuller role now that Antonio Brown's going to New England.
I still think Josh Gordon's the best wide receiver on that team.
I think Josh Gordon's going to get suspended again.
Yeah, that's what everyone says. If he gets suspended, he gets suspended.
Yeah.
Like we can't. And he's gotten suspended for what? Like the last time he played a full season was like 2013. He's probably going to get suspended, but if he can somehow pull it off where he stays off the weed, he's probably a wide receiver too. James Conner, they were just getting blown out the entire game. The Steelers never had a chance, and it was so disappointing watching that game because people don't play aggressive against the Patriots. Like everyone's like apprehensive when they play the Patriots. Like there's only
and then they just kill them with the short routes.
Yeah, there's like 5 coaches in the NFL that can beat the Patriots, and it's like the Eagles. It's all the guys with like huge dicks. It's fucking Doug Peterson who's willing to go for it on 4th down. It's those guys. Andy Reid, Sean McVay, guys like that.
And the Dolphins every year.
Yeah, and the Dolphins.
Not this year though.
The Dolphins, mark my word, the Dolphins will win this week.
Who do they
That's
play?
a hot take.
They play
the Patriots.
They play the Patriots at home, and they will win. And it will be their only win of the year, but they will win.
1-15, and they beat the Pats?
Mm-hmm.
No, I think
timeline. I'm into that. All right, so if you're Whitlow, and I know Matt Ryan had an okay game, are you comfortable just with Matt Ryan as your only quarterback in fantasy now after seeing what happened in that game?
Yeah, I think so.
You think Matt Ryan's going to be fine?
I've never been a fan of Matt Ryan. I know he's good, but
he was the quarterback 2 last year, I think. And the Falcons didn't even have that great of a season. He'll get garbage time points.
Garbage time Julio touchdowns.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know.
Julio had a touchdown first week. That's different than last year. Last year, what? Took him 10 weeks?
Yeah, it was in the last, 20 seconds in the game. They were losing by a lot. Like, I have Julio in a league, and I was pissed off at him all game. I really don't like Whitlow's team that much this year. Marvin Jones as a second flex.
His flexes aren't great.
Deshaun Jackson had a good game. I like Cortland Sutton. I think he's proven to be their number 1 receiver.
Yeah, and I wasn't on the Cortland Sutton hype train, but 7 for 120 is a good stat line. Are you ever going to feel comfortable playing Deshaun Jackson?
No.
That's like I think this is like the 4th or 5th year in a row, maybe like 4 out of 5 that Deshaun Jackson pops off week 1. He seems to always pop off.
He does have a better quarterback now, though.
Yeah.
So maybe
I'm not
he's
a
a
fan of
little
Carson.
more consistent. I think he's a little more.
And he had 8
consistent this year.
receptions. It's not like he was. It's not like he had that Marquise Brown game where he went 4 for 150. He had 8 receptions, so they were using him. I don't know if you're ever going to be comfortable. So I think he will. I think he'll have to.
The other thing is Courtland Sutton played against the Raiders, so you have to take that into account.
Yeah.
And he's playing Chicago next week, so he's definitely a sit for next week.
So probably start Sean Jackson, bench Marvin Jones.
Yeah.
So I
think Oakland's got a good matchup next week. Oakland's playing the Chiefs, so hopefully that'll be a shootout. That'll be good for Tyrell Williams.
Yep. So Bow's terrible week. Next matchup, we got Jeff, who most of you don't know yet, but we'll get him on the podcast within the next few weeks. And Lil B. Jeff just had a couple big boys.
Yeah.
Big boys showed up. He played the Jacksonville defense, and they lost.
Well, he had the stack. He had the stack with Watson and Hopkins.
Yeah,
that really
and he had Austin Eckler, who scored 3 touchdowns. Man, he overcame that 7-point loss from the Jags defense. That's
I'm excited for Austin Eckler.
Yeah. Oh no, what do you think about this? I traded in one of my leagues. It's a 1 flex. Is it half PPR? It's that Yahoo league.
Half PPR.
Yeah, I traded Alshon Jeffrey for Austin Eckler straight up.
I think you won that for sure.
I did it right after the draft. Somebody told me, what we were talking on a Skype call, and somebody said, "Oh, Austin Eckler won," and I was like, "Austin Eckler was there when I picked Alshon Jeffrey." I had a bunch of wide receivers already. I had I got Will Fuller in like the 11th round or something.
I think if you're trading straight up running back for wide receiver, even if it's close in skill and value level, I think the running back almost always wins it.
And Jeff was really smart in this league. He probably went too early on Melvin Gordon. Everybody went too early on Melvin Gordon. It just seemed like he was going to hold out for. I doubt he plays.
I didn't draft him in any of my leagues, and I didn't plan on it.
I doubt if he would have fell to the 4th round, maybe I would have took a risk. But it just seems like he's not going to play for 6, 7, 8 weeks at the minimum.
I don't think he's going to play at all this year.
He might not play at all.
I don't like how you can stash him in the IR spot. You know what I'm saying? Like he's listed as out.
That was how Bell was last year.
Yeah. But he was smart and he got Eckler, so that'll be fine. Deshaun Watson had a huge week on Monday night. That was a cool game. I really only watched the last little bit of it, but it was exciting.
Little B saw a solid week though.
Brees was doing Brees things. Yeah, Delaney Walker, 2 touchdown catches, 20 points. Probably the highlight. T.Y. had a great week. He had a crazy touchdown to put us back into the game with like 30 seconds left.
It was, I don't know if it was Bill Belichick who put this out, but Antonio Brown is not for sure to play again against Miami next week.
It's kind of expected. He's got to learn the play. There was a quote. He was like, he's got to learn the playbook like any new player. But they paid him so much money. They gave him like $15 million this year and an option for $20 next year. Yeah. They know what they got into.
Yeah.
That was disappointing. That was just the most non-surprising story that has come out ever. Like, everybody was sitting there like, oh, Antonio Brown's going to go to the Patriots. And you get the notification, you're like, oh, of course he did.
Yeah.
It made sense, honestly, like, if he was going to go somewhere. Kind of a disappointing week from David Montgomery, but...
Very disappointing, yeah.
They were using Mike Davis a lot.
They were using,
on 3rd down and on pass-catching roles, and that makes me comfortable. I have David Montgomery. I'm going to have to sit him this week because I'm just not sure. Chris Godwin caught a touchdown.
Delaney Walker had a nice week.
Yep.
I mean, they also destroyed the Chiefs, so... I mean, not the Chiefs, the Browns.
Yeah.
The Browns are weird this week. I was not expecting
it's upsetting. That. I was excited for the Browns.
I would imagine the Browns make a comeback this week against the Jets.
I think they just let the hype get to them for the first week.
Yeah, just break the narrative. The Titans played good football. Derrick Henry was playing like a maniac. How do we feel about Kenny Golladay? Is he worth?
Don't like him.
You don't like him?
No.
Okay.
If you got Hawkinson like sniping.
Would you rather have Golladay or Chris Godwin?
Chris Godwin.
I don't know who got drafted before who, but
I can check again.
Godwin went in the is 48th overall.
Is
Galladay
Little Beats
went
top heavy with
44th
Saquon?
overall.
Yeah, they were really close to each other.
Well, he also has Antonio Brown.
That's
He
true.
wasn't on there, so
He's on the bench. Huh.
yeah.
They
Who's
both
this?
went. They both went round 4.
Did
So
he pick Ty that early? Did he get Ty in the
It was
third round?
before we knew Andrew Luck retired.
T.Y. Hilton went
Yeah.
round 2, pick 12.
That kind of sucks now in hindsight. I like Jeff's team. Will Fuller and Tariq Cohen are boomer bust flex options, but they
Fournette's
had-
a little bit of a mess.
yeah.
I don't know why
He's got effort.
anyone. I don't know what he was thinking starting any defense against the Chiefs, no matter how good of a defense they are.
Yeah. Mike Walker played the Jags defense against me.
Somebody
Yeah.
in my league played the Jags
That's
defense,
stupid.
and his quarterback was Patrick Mahomes, and I called him out in the chat, and he said, I said you're an idiot, and he goes, I said you're retarded, and he goes, I'm not retarded. They're not negative, are they? And then like 10 minutes later, they were negative, and I just quoted his own thing. They're not negative, are they? But I don't know.
Little B's team's going to be interesting if Antonio Brown has a big role. All right, next
Yeah.
matchup. I got beat by Ben Guzik.
This Guzik's year? Is it a Guzik year?
I
You
feel
got,
like
yeah, well, you put up a good number. I mean, 140. That's not something to be sad about.
It was the third highest point scored this week. If I would have played anybody but him,
Dante Pettis.
that's tough.
Dante Pettis was a mess.
Yeah.
Dante Pettis killed me. But I had good weeks from like pretty much everyone.
Yeah, you didn't.
James
yeah.
White. That's not a good game script for James White. You want him to be down or at least in the same around the same point. You don't want to be blowing him out for James White. And he still put up 10. Hunter
know-
Henry was okay.
Where is
I'm gonna
who has
make-
Sony
I'm
Michel?
gonna make this announcement while I have everyone here. I do not want Juju Smith-Schuster. I would like to trade Juju Smith-Schuster. Fuck Juju Smith-Schuster. So just take that if you want to offer me something for. I was thinking, and I'm gonna announce this, and we'll see if something comes up of it. I was thinking about offering Juju straight up for Tyreek Hill. Put Tyreek Hill on the bench. He's out for a couple weeks, maybe longer. I'm taking the risk.
They put him on IR, and I'm assuming my friend told me earlier today at school that it was week 10. So I don't know.
Week 10?
Really?
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna do it then. But if it could be like 3 or 4 weeks, I will make that trade straight up, and I will stack Mahomes and Tyreek Hill. David Johnson had a really bad
When
game
did you
script.
take Mahomes? How early did you take Mahomes?
Round.
Round 4? That's decent.
The reason I did it is because I feel like in this league, I'm gonna be able to find. I'm gonna have to get rid of Dante Pettis for now, or hope that he starts playing. But I feel like I'll be able to mishmash together flex options. Like I liked Latavius Murray going in.
Yeah.
I just will take the best quarterback. I did it last year with Rodgers, and it kind of worked out. So I thought it was like a zig while everybody else zags strategy in this league. Or
Good.
why not get a quarterback? And
Lamar
if you look at
Jackson on the
that,
bench, though.
I might
Lamar
have the
Jackson
two best. I might have the two best quarterbacks.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson outscored Patrick Mahomes, but he
We'll
has
see
said
what we'll see
he
what he
said in his press
does.
conference after the game, he goes, "Not bad for a running back."
And he didn't run at all in this game. It was only passing.
We'll
Yeah,
see
like
what
he only had
he's got an
4
easy
runs.
schedule like the next 2 or 3 weeks from what I saw. So like we'll see what he does like week 4, week 5.
I'm
I might be done
kind
with
of
Lamar
upset
Jackson.
because I knew the Dolphins were going to be bad, but the one thing that they had going for them was their secondary. Minka Fitzpatrick, Xavier Howard, Bobby McCain. There's
Sure didn't look like it.
Eric Rao. They're not bad there, and they're young. That's why I'm upset.
Yeah, they just look absolutely terrible. On Guzik's side, Evan Ingram had a great game. I might have been too low on Evan Ingram going into this season. I was a big O.J. Howard guy, and they really have no one else to throw to in New York right now without Golden
Yeah.
Tate.
Sterling Shepard's all right, but he's gonna get the
Yeah.
hardest coverage.
Emmanuel Sanders had a nice week.
Yeah.
He's currently wide receiver 21. Hopefully he moves back up to the wide receiver 1 status as last year.
Woodlow doesn't have him this year, so I'm not sure it's going to be. Of course, Guzik took Emmanuel Sanders.
That's such a Ben Guzik kind of player.
He's literally got the Guzik team. He's got Mark Ingram. He's got Diggs. He's got Breeze. He's got Allen Robinson. He's literally got the most Guzik team I think he's ever had.
It's working for him, though. You can't blame him.
Someone needs to trim Deontay Freeman.
Yeah. And Fitz. You should give him Fitz.
And Fitz, yeah. That's a good point.
Can't blame him. I mean, it's working for him. 160.
Hayden Barber is such a Ben Guzik player, too. I feel like he fits very well on his bench. And Gio Bernard and Rashard Trubisky. Chris Thompson, look at his bench. This is classic Ben Guzik.
Team.
He had a steal on Emmanuel Sanders, too. You got him run Ryan. I think that's pretty good.
He's got such a Guzik team.
Allen Robinson, yeah. It's such
I love Ben Guzik.
This is Chicago Bears defense and Robbie Gould.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is such a Guzik team. He's gonna make playoffs this year. I feel it.
Yeah, this might be. Oh, we are looking at it. Guzik. We got into a big argument last night about our playoff history. This league started junior year of high school, right?
I think so.
It was the Lale year. Okay.
Yeah, Lale.
That's what I told him. He said there was another.
Wait. Are you talking about the teacher?
Yeah, Mrs. Lale.
Still works there.
I hope so. Did she lose any weight?
I don't know. I don't have her.
She didn't lose some weight. We would just. That was one of the cheesiest classes we've ever been in. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, week. I guess I want to see what Shady does. Maybe he'll steal the job. That'd be cool for me.
Was that the year we did it in the NFL app, or was that?
Yeah, we had two. We had that year. We had the first year in the NFL app. I think Kunis won.
Yeah.
And then the second year was that like 16-man league where like
that was a mess.
Oh my god.
All right, so what happened was they wanted to add more people into the league, and I was like, if we go over 12, I don't want to pay for this. Like, this is dumb. So we ended up having 16 people, but it was free, so nobody cared.
Yeah.
The next year, I kicked everybody out. We moved it over to ESPN, and we've been going strong ever since.
Yeah. Good times.
That was the Bounce Championship year.
My league's been going on since 7th grade. We've been just slowly going up in money as we got more.
That's crazy.
Sure, and jobs.
What do you play for?
Ours is 25 too. 10 people.
Nice.
We started at like $10, I think.
Do we have any thoughts about my draft / Guzik draft before we move down? I actually kind of like Guzik's team. Yeah, I kind of like it too.
I like it.
Yours isn't bad. You're gonna
a lot of undervalued people.
So I think yours team, like, it doesn't look super great with some like holes, but you're gonna figure it out by the time it's like playoffs. So
we always do.
We already know.
I looked last year.
Next matchup.
I looked last year. I thought this was interesting. I got 6th place last year in the regular season, and I was 1 game positive.
Yeah, so
it worked. Next matchup, we got Joe. Not a huge win, but a pretty big win on TJ. TJ got fucked by Baker.
Oh, did we lose Noah Grimmer? Oh no, did his camera go out?
No, I'm here. Yeah, hang on 1 second. I jostled my camera.
37.9 points from Chris.
McCaffrey's crazy.
Yep. And that was...
Which matchup are we looking at now?
I think he took him at 3. It's the only good bug is dead.
Okay, yeah, I got it.
Amari Cooper had a nice game. The exact same stat line as Alshon Jeffrey. That's interesting.
Kenyon Drake did not have a nice game.
Nope. Kenyon Drake's a bum.
No, I don't.
He's a bum.
I told everybody that I knew. Everybody I knew that was starting Kenyon Drake, I told them to take him out. But
when do you start Kenyon Drake?
Never. When he gets traded to a team that needs a running back.
He's a good running back. I mean,
he's okay.
He's been good before. Do you play if you're Joe and you go next week? Who do you play at your flex? Do you play Kenyon Drake again?
No, I played John Brown.
I do think Kalen Ballage is the future of their backfield, though.
Kalen Ballage is not good.
I don't know.
Maybe Joe should trade for Kenyon Balaj.
No, I think Joe should
lock
get
that
rid of.
backfield
You
up.
should get rid of the.
Wait, Kenyon Drake or
Sell,
Kalen Balaj?
sell,
Said
sell
Kenyon
on the
Balaj.
Miami
If you have Kenyon Drake, you
backfield.
should probably have Kalen Balaj
No,
too.
you
You
should
should
have-
either stack them, or just get rid of both of
No,
them.
get rid of both of them.
I wouldn't be surprised if we get 2 or 3 weeks down and I see Kenyon Drake on waivers. He's one of those. He shouldn't be, like, in theory, like, he should not be on waivers, but I feel like he's going to be a Derrick Henry this year. Where, like,
He's on
gonna
waivers.
go
I'm not gonna pick him up.
I might, if he's on the waivers, it's worth a $2 bid.
I'm not picking him up. That's coming from a
All right,
Dolphins
maybe
fan.
I'll get him. Maybe I'll get
Adrian
him.
Peterson might play next week.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
should be-
Adrian Peterson. I've seen a lot about Adrian Peterson in like the news right now. I don't know.
I think you flex him and John Brown and take out Kirk.
Yeah, Kirk didn't play terrible. He only had 4 for 32, but he got 8 points. What happened?
I think John Brown's gonna be good.
He had a 2-point conversion, and he had 12 rushing yards.
You know who I want to see make a comeback is Chris Thompson. 2 years ago,
Thompson,
2 years ago, Chris Thompson had his best year, and then last year they added a couple people and he just didn't play. And I want to see him make a comeback.
I saw Darius Geis is either going to IR or he's going to be out for a few weeks. So that's why they're bringing AP back. And then Chris Thompson should get a lot of work there.
Yeah, he
The
should.
Redskins looked
I think
pretty
Chris
good.
Thompson. What? Hang on. Does anybody have Chris Thompson? I'm pretty sure he like 13.
Ben Guzik has him.
What did he put up?
TJ's team. Henry
11. That's not bad.
I can't believe TJ's Derrick Henry thing worked out again. Maybe it's just week
Yeah.
1 being overreactive, but like he drafted him in like the 3rd round. That's ridiculous.
The Browns' defense looked really bad.
In
Yeah.
the league that I have, that I'm in my other league, the person who won it last year had both Deion Lewis and Derrick Henry, started both of them, and he won the championship. He is the most unknowledgeable fantasy football player you will ever meet, but he won the championship last year, and he literally said he was going to take Derrick Henry round 2. He did. He said, I'm taking Derrick Henry and Bears defense. That's his team name, Derrick Henry Bears D. And he took Bears D. I actually tricked him into taking Bears D earlier because I told him I was going to take him, so I forced him to take him round 4. So
Hey, Bears defense went
What
round
the-
5 in our other.
That's like a
other
Guzik.
draft,
That's like a
yeah.
Guzik situation where like Guzik was raping our fantasy.
Remember, he was like
team.
playing like he was picking Drew Brees. He was picking Drew Brees in like the 2nd or 3rd round. But it worked out.
Kiki QT didn't do a thing in
He
Houston.
should
Did he
not
play?
have been. He should not have been played. I think.
Well, Sony didn't have.
oh yeah, I agree. I don't know
Very
why.
Surprising that week. If you told me the Patriots were up 33-3, I would think Sony Michel's got like 2 or 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm
15
confused
he had
about.
15
Sony
carries.
Michel. Wait, how many points did Sony Michel have?
1.4.
1.4 points.
it's 15
And
carries
James
for
White
14
had 10. Their 2 running backs combined for only 12 points.
Apparently, they couldn't get the ball running against the Steelers, which is weird. So they just
kept
threw on
chucking
them.
it deep to Philip Dorsett.
Well, they tried. They obviously tried the run game. If you have 15 attempts, you're definitely running the ball. And they had Burkhead too.
Philip Dorsett was projected like 3 points, and what did he put up? Like 20 something.
Yeah. Philip Dorsett is.
If you look at TJ's
He's
bench,
interesting. He's
does
interesting
not
until
have
Antonio
much
Brown
depth.
plays.
If you look at TJ's bench, he does not have a ton of depth at the moment.
He
No.
actually has no depth.
Yeah, he doesn't. Kareem Hunt. Is Kareem Hunt not up? Can you put suspended players on IR or no?
No.
No.
He-
Then yeah,
he
no.
could
That's
put AJ
not.
Green
I
on
don't know.
IR though.
I don't know. I was looking at his team earlier. I actually was talking to him. I said I'm interested in Derrick Henry, and I was looking at his bench and I was like, I wonder if I can get a trade going here, and it was just scary. Like I don't know how to trade with somebody who has no depth on their bench.
All right, the Gronk thing, I'm okay with.
I'm not.
If you want
Yeah,
keep
but
Gronk in
if you
your-
have
if you wanna
Gronk
keep
and
Gronk in your-
Kareem Hunt, how are you
Yeah,
gonna have
if
Gronk
you want
and
to keep Gronk on your bench and you're a Patriots fan and you're just hoping he comes back, like sure, I'm okay with Gronk because if he comes back, he's tight end 1. AJ Green, you picked him early, you got to keep him on your team. It sucks you can't. I don't know why he's not in IR.
If Gronk comes back,
Gronk's not gonna come back. Did you
Is he
see
gonna-
him at the game? He was on the sideline. He looked smaller than Josh Gordon.
even if he did come back,
He might.
there's so many targets to fight with now. Like
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. If he comes back, he's immediately a tight end, like a top 4 tight end.
He's losing. He's smaller than Josh Gordon.
he does look pretty.
I don't know if that matters.
I
If
wonder
Gronk
what his
comes
weight
back,
is.
Gronk's going to be fine. I think it's just more, is Gronk going to come back?
Probably not.
And if he does come back, how late will it be? Is it worth keeping Gronk on your bench for 7 weeks? I picked him up in a couple leagues just because he had that, like, he said he wasn't ruling it out. And if you don't have a great tight end, but TJ, get Jared Cook. I don't know. Matt Breida, I expect to be better in the coming weeks. Tevin Coleman got hurt, so that'll probably work out for TJ. He's got 2 defenses. He's got 2 quarterbacks. Kareem Hunt, I think, is a waste of a pick this year.
I agree. I got Kareem Hunt in my other league last pick, but that's because I have Nick Chubb. That's the only reason I did it.
He's suspended for 8 weeks.
And
he's
they have by week 9.
The building. Yeah, and who knows what's going on? Unless Nick Chubb gets hurt, I just don't see Kareem Hunt having any sort of role this year.
Yeah, no, me neither. That sucks. That all Kareem Hunt does this year is take Nick Chubb's fantasy value down, because he just takes Chubb.
Not that much though.
It's just it's just that in the playoffs that sucks. He's gonna take some of his carries.
Do you have any more thoughts on this game?
No, I'm good.
No, Joe had a pretty solid week.
Next matchup.
Me and
Is
Nick.
this our final one?
Yeah.
Yep. The 2 Grimmer brothers squaring off.
And I was pissed. Yeah. It all came down to Josh Jacobs, and I went to bed because I have school in the morning. But I went to bed, and I woke up to a text from Nick that said, GG, Josh Jacobs brought it all home for me. And I just about shit myself because I did not think it was going to happen.
2 touchdowns, 85 yards, almost 24 points.
I was confused by why Michael Thomas is in the flex, but then I realized
Nick does that. I don't like it.
No. It's all right. I'll tell you because I know
it's a Monday night. It was a Monday night.
It's a Monday night
game.
game. So like, what if Michael Thomas got hurt and he was? Then you have to use a wide receiver. It's technically the best. He did with Josh.
I thought he was just doing it to piss me off because like when you look at his team at first, you're like Calvin Ridley, and then
yeah. Noah, great play with the Jets defense.
Yeah, I switched him out with the Rams right at the last second.
Yep. Your team is just disappointing.
Yeah. I've got a good. I had a solid team, and then they just.
What's up with Mixon?
I really didn't like Mixon this year.
No, and now Mixon. I thought. When he originally got hurt, I had heard that he was going to be gone for a while, but he's projected again for next week, and he's supposed to play again next week. So I don't know.
Thing. Gurley got 2 touchdowns vultured from him.
Yeah,
I just think based off the narrative this year, Todd Gurley is going to be good. He got all the carries in the end of the game, but he's not going to be running back 1 anymore. I think they're just too smart, and he's got too many injury histories, and there's just no way they use him as much as they have.
I think he's going to be like a low-end running back 1 or a high-end running back 2.
Yeah. And then if he can stay healthy the entire year, it's a good pick.
He still looked pretty fine when he was running. Like he still got like 80 or 90 yards.
Yep. None of your receivers caught touchdowns.
Isn't this weird?
No, yeah.
Who is this weird like wide receiver you got on the Raiders? Hunter Renfrow.
Hunter Renfrow, yeah. He's their second target. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Michael Gallup, I'm happy about. I took Michael Gallup into both my leagues, both my big leagues, and I'm happy with him.
Your team, if you would have caught a touch, if any of those guys would have caught a touchdown, you would have won.
Exactly. Yeah. Brandon Cooks, that upsets me. I was a little nervous taking him just because they have 3 receivers there, and I was hoping maybe he can win the number 1 receiver target, but it looks like that's going to be
It's going to be a share. No one's winning the number 1 receiver target.
Yeah.
If anything, I think Cup's like a little bit of the
favorite. I don't like Robert Woods. I'll say that. I hate Robert Woods.
Cup was wide receiver 2 before, like the second best wide receiver before he got injured last year.
Yeah.
At the time. So Cup's interesting. He catches a lot of touchdowns. Brandon Cooks will be boomer bust like he always is. You would hope for more from him, but Kittle got 2 touchdowns called back on.
Yeah, oh my God, that game pissed me off. There were like 5 touchdowns and like back-to-back just called back because of penalties.
No, the Bucks had a bunch of them, and the Niners did too.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was a lot.
James once again. How long do we think James is going to be the quarterback there?
2 years.
Like
I don't know. We'll see what he does next week. Don't overreact on just 1 week. We'll see what happens.
I'm afraid. That's been the narrative for the last few years, and then it's like they're giving James another shot. They're giving Jameis another shot, and then I saw a thing. He's 4-12 since he did that eat a W thing.
Yeah.
You gotta be happy with Dak.
Yeah, I'm definitely happy with Dak.
Dak has a really easy schedule coming up.
Mm-hmm. He's got schedule's got. I don't know. I think Dak's gonna have a good year this year.
You don't have a backup quarterback, but you have Dak.
He can throw to Zeke out of the backfield. He can. I don't know. He's got Amari Cooper. I like Amari Cooper a lot there. I think
Nick's got a really interesting bench. Miles Sanders, I think, is the running back, or is the best running back in Philly.
Yeah.
I know they're going to do timeshare, but that's interesting. Dante Moncrief didn't play well.
Oh my God, Dante Moncrief, that was embarrassing.
Yeah.
I honestly think I could have done better there.
I don't think he's I don't think he's going to win the wide receiver 2 job, but he's definitely, they paid him to be there, and he's going to get some. He's at least a red zone threat. Jameson Crowder had 14 receptions for 99 yards. That's a really interesting play. He might want to consider that just because.
Flex option.
Yeah. And then Devin Singletary looks like the starter in Buffalo. And I like Alexander Mattson. If Dalvin Cook gets hurt, which it seems like he always does, Alexander Mattson looked really good. So I really like Groomer's bench. Nick's bench.
Yeah.
All right. So
Calvin,
I think
Calvin Ridley did about what you would expect Calvin Ridley to do too. 14. Yeah. I feel like that's gonna be a theme throughout the year for Calvin Ridley.
It wasn't bad, and he got screwed with Tyreek's injury.
Well, Noah got screwed by Mixon going out too.
Yeah,
so.
We both got screwed by somebody. I mean, Brandon Cooks really. If Brandon Cooks wouldn't have, I don't know. If any of my players, any of them, just one touchdown. That's all I needed. Kittle had so many of them called back.
So that's the scoreboard for week 1. Overall, interesting week. Do you want to do? No, I think you had a. Do you want to do?
Bold takes, yeah. I don't know if you want to do bold takes about the fantasy season or just the NFL season in general.
Let's go fantasy season.
Okay.
Who are your top 3 teams, Noah, from the fantasy league?
I do like Ben Guzik's team. I think that's at the moment my number 1 team. It's a lot of undervalued players, but they're performing. That's really all you need. Number 2. I don't know. Let's see. Let me look at this for a little bit. I like Tim's team. I just don't know how. I don't like Devontae Freeman, but
yeah, Devontae Freeman's kind of weird.
I really like Jeff's team. The find a trade Melvin.
If Melvin was saying week 6 or week 8, but we don't know. But Eckler should hold him over until then.
If Melvin Gordon can find a trade to a different team, he's gonna be really good with Eckler now and Leonard Fournette. And
I don't think Gordon's gonna find a trade. I think he's gonna end up with the Chargers.
Week 8 or 10.
I think he overvalues himself. I think he's overvaluing himself.
All right, I don't think he's overvaluing himself. I think just running back wise, the NFL is just moving away from running back.
Well, Zeke got paid and Gurley got paid.
I thought Zeke getting paid was dumb. Gurley getting paid made sense. Zeke getting paid, I guess. You got to pay Dak. They're not going to be able to pay Byron Jones, who's their best corner now. I don't really like paying Zeke there. And I know they kind of had to. He's like a face of the franchise.
Yeah.
You got to give Dak the support. But they're paying like 3 different people on their offensive line top-tier money. They're paying a running back top-tier money. They're going to make the quarterback he's going to be the most expensive quarterback when he signs the contract. They just signed a middle linebacker for a bunch of money. They got to pay DeMarcus Lawrence. And they got to pay a new, they can't afford all.
They don't have enough money.
Isn't Leighton Vander, whatever his last name is?
Vander Esch?
Yeah.
Did last year.
Yeah, they're gonna need to pay him soon though.
2 or 3 years, yeah. I'll give my top 3. I think Jeff's team is really good. I think he might be the number 1 team.
Yeah, I do like that team a lot.
I like Joe Jansky's team.
Yeah,
it's interesting. I don't like his 2 flexes with Kenyon Drake and Christian Kirk, but I really like Mike Williams. I think if he moved Mike Williams to a flex, then he can make a deal to find someone. But McCaffrey and Aaron Jones had a bad week, just a terrible game script. But I think Aaron Jones is a top 15 running back this year. Alshon Jeffrey looked good. He's the number one option there. He's going to catch a lot of touchdowns. He's got Kelsey. Wentz looked really good, and I think Wentz is a solid fantasy quarterback this season.
I don't like Wentz. I'm not a fan of him, but we'll see. I know. This year, I think this year might be finally the year of John Ross.
I'm going to try to pick him up in a couple of leagues where I need depth.
I'm not going to jump the boat. I'm not going to jump the gun right away, but I don't know. Last year I made a shitty trade for him in my other league, and I made the trade to 1 year early.
And I guess for the number 3 team, I'm going to exclude yourself.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, man, it's so wide open. I like Jeff's team.
There's a lot of good teams this year.
I guess Guzik's team is up there. He's got a really solid core. I think I devalued Evan Ingram in drafts this year. I drafted Hunter Henry and O.J. Howard, and I guess I should be kicking myself for that now. Bouts, who do you think?
I like Joe Jansky, Jeff, and Little B.
Lil B's team's going to be interesting with Antonio Brown. If he's good, and if he's not. But Lil B got screwed over. I don't think T.Y. is going to be anything more than a low-end wide receiver 2.
He's got Godwin, though. And I think David Montgomery's going to be better than what he was.
Yeah, I guess.
And he's got Barkley, too.
And Whitlow doesn't have a bad team.
No. If I lose again next week, I'm going to start looking at some trades, maybe 0-2 or 0-3. I'm going to have to move some players around.
You are listening still, and you need a quarterback. Your boy has 2 quarterbacks. He doesn't care which one he trades. Think about it. I'll drop Mahomes. I don't need Mahomes.
There's no way you would. Someone would have to really pay for Mahomes. You're not going to give Mahomes away. Are you that confident in Lamar Jackson?
Yeah.
After playing the Dolphins?
All right. My confidence with Lamar Jackson is purely rushing upside. He might be a terrible quarterback in fantasy. He might be a terrible quarterback in real life. But if he runs the ball, and he didn't have to run the ball at all in that game.
They pressured him. There was pressure on the quarterback about 5 times in total that game.
Yeah, he was standing in a clean pocket the entire time, and he just got to chuck it deep to his speedy receivers. I think that's an outlier. I picked Lamar Jackson for rushing upside. He's gonna be like a Cam. Like he's gonna be better than Cam because he's gonna you get a point for every 10 rushing yards.
And unlike Cam Newton, he doesn't have a running back that's the front of the forefront of their offense.
Yeah.
So he is going to have to make plays by himself. He doesn't have McCaffrey. If you go back and
look, I don't know exactly where he finished, but Josh Allen was an interesting fantasy QB play last season, and he was a terrible passer.
Yeah.
He was exactly what Lamar Jackson was with the deep balls and running the ball, but he was still relevant for fantasy.
Yeah.
Guys like him, and I think Kyler Murray is a better passer, but he's not going to have the rushing upside that Lamar Jackson does. But those two, I drafted those 2 in that Yahoo league, and I'm happy. Like, it's just picking a matchup each week with them.
Do we want to look at matchups coming up this week?
I'm anti-drafting quarterbacks, but when I saw Mahomes in the 4th round, if he plays like he's been playing, he's worth a 4th round pick.
Really good.
Sorry, no.
Do we wanna see or move on to next week's matchups?
Yeah, we could probably do it pretty quick because we're at like an hour right now.
We're at 53 minutes.
All right, let's try to get under an hour.
Okay, I was seeing it from like the beginning.
All right,
so my bad.
I'll start at the top with mine. I have a matchup against. Is this my rival? Is Whitlow my rival in this?
Yeah. He is.
I got a rivalry week. A championship rematch. Me and Whitlow. What do you guys? We were projected. He's projected 0.02 points more than me.
I'm gonna have to go with Nick Schultz here, just because that's the tradition. It's Nick Schultz beating Nick Wodlowski in fantasy football. It's kind of just what this league's all about.
I like Woodlow's matchups this week.
Yeah, I have Odell in 2 different leagues, and I bet he's going to pop off against the Jets. James Conner against the Seahawks.
Here's
love
my
Michael.
hot take.
I mean,
Here's
if
my
the
hot take.
Falcons don't play like they usually do again, Deshaun Jackson could have another good week.
My hot take is OBJ goes down against the Jets, out for 6 to 8 weeks.
No.
Another soft tissue injury. You heard it here first.
No.
He puts up 6.8 points and goes out, and you win the week because of it.
I found out today that I have
Yikes.
hamstring syndrome, and I'm going to be out for 2 weeks, so maybe that could happen to him too.
Ooh.
I don't really like my team yet, but it's fine. Just roll
It's
with it.
It's tradition. It's just tradition.
Why would I be stressed about my fantasy team? Like, why? No reason.
Are you gonna play? You gonna play Geronimo against Minnesota?
Yeah.
I think
I don't know.
I think Valdez Scanlon's going to have a better
You
week.
think I should play Shady?
No.
No,
Why is Dante Pettis projected a point?
because he's garbage.
Golden Tate hurt?
Golden
He's
Tate
suspended.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
We got slim. That's what I like about my team, man. We don't have to make many choices, okay? We just
You
let
know your
Lamar
guy.
Jackson.
You know your
we just
guy.
let Lamar Jackson ride on the bench. We just see where he's at. We probably don't play Shady yet. I don't
You're
think I
probably
have a choice. I think I'm
you're
playing.
gonna
Toronto
you're gonna have to like drop Pettis. Probably.
I might drop Darwin Thompson.
Yeah, you might
Would
Darwin
you guys
Thompson.
ever consider
that.
doing a dual quarterback league?
We talked about this last night. No,
Oh.
because there's 12 people in the league. So
Yeah,
if
that's
everybody has two
24 quarterbacks. Wow.
The only way I'd be doing it is if I set a cap that you have 2 quarterbacks and you can only have 2 quarterbacks,
Yeah.
and you have to play those 2 quarterbacks. There has to be 8 starting quarterbacks on waivers to choose from.
Yeah.
But then it's like so you say you draft Mahomes and Rodgers, okay? So you
Bye
have
weeks are sketchy.
Yeah, bye weeks you just
Yeah, that is true. That's
What?
true.
A super flex would be more realistic than 2 quarterbacks. So then that's
If
just
you-
kinda,
super flex, 3
Super
flexes?
flexes, you got to play a quarterback. It's dumb to not. I guess during the bye weeks it would fix it, but I would still put the 2 cap on it, and it would just. We already played 2 flexes, so
What about the thoughts on an auction draft?
I like it. But it's. I feel like that would work way better if we were all in person, and there's almost no way we're all in person. Because I think in person it'd be fun. You'd be like, somebody would sit there like $97 Saquon Barkley, like I want him, and like everyone's like, oh shit, like yeah, you can have him.
Yeah,
You get
that
3
would be
votes for the
that would be
super
fun.
draft. No one. Auction drafts would be interesting because I've never done one. I don't think anyone in this league has done one, so
I've
it really
done
switched up the strategy.
It's
But
something to
I've
think
heard
about.
that they're. All right, hey, I just got the Antonio Brown ESPN thing. Noah, you were ahead
Really?
of it by like 30 minutes.
Wow. Who knows if that's real though? It sounds kind of
Man,
sketchy.
wouldn't that be a great storyline?
That is.
And
I
now
gotta
he's
get this.
saying-
I gotta
now
get
he's
this
saying
AB
it's
trade
coming.
off before I know this is official.
I just got a notification out on it. I think you just broke news on this podcast.
Nice.
All right, so next matchup.
Oh, I just got it too.
Bouts, you're playing. No, wait, that's not Bouts. That's Lil B's playing Joe Jansky.
Oh wait, I got one on Twitter 6 minutes ago too that says Patriots wide receiver Antonio Brown intends to countersue his accuser for civil extortion at the time.
It seems a little sketchy, but no, I'm playing
Pick
little
them while they're
B.
down.
I'm playing little B. I don't know.
No,
It looks like a
this is-
close matchup.
This is
Week 2.
Lil B and Grimmer.
No, it's me versus little B. Week 2. Wacky Weevils versus the Very Hungry Caterpillars.
No, you just. I'm looking at it right now. Only good bug is dead bug versus. Who's Fear the Flea Flicker? Oh no, this is Joe. Never mind.
No, Fear the Flea Flicker is Nick, my brother.
Yeah, this is all right. I'm looking at Joe versus Grimmer. My bad.
Yeah, Joe Jansky.
I was just going. All right, Joe Jansky versus Grimmer. Let's look at that one.
I like Joe's team. Not gonna lie.
Joe, is he really gonna play Kenyon Drake?
No, he's probably gonna
against
put
Patriots?
Adrian. He's gonna put Adrian Peterson in.
Does he have Adrian? Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably going to play. And John Brown might play over Kirk.
Yeah.
Grimmer is starting Devin Singletary. He might be a little early on that. And yeah, he started Crowder, like I said.
I like to see it. I like that. I like that against the Giants. I think that's a good play.
Well, the problem is he's got Geis is hurt, and then Tyreek Hill's also hurt. So
yeah, no, Nick.
that kind of takes out his options. Who are you going to play? Moncrief?
I got to look into this Tyreek Hill thing. If he's only out 3 or 4 weeks, I might make that Juju for Tyreek Hill trade straight up.
If Nick's down for it.
I don't see why he wouldn't be.
Depends on his feelings on Juju.
If he's ranging from IR to designated to return, so
I mean, Juju. I think you need to slow down with getting rid of Juju that fast. I mean, he played against one of the best cornerbacks in the league on him the entire game.
I just don't like Juju.
One of the most physical.
I just don't like Juju, and he fell to like the point in which I was comfortable drafting him. But I just don't like Juju.
Who do you want for? Who do you want? Who else would you trade for him?
I want like a similar caliber wide receiver.
You know, Juju's like born. The name he was born to is John Smith. Now it's Juju Smith-Schuster.
Wait, he's John Smith-Schuster?
He was John Smith, and then his mom remarried and changed it to Schuster, so he's got Smith-Schuster in there, and he changed his name to Juju.
Interesting.
I think Jansky wins this one.
Me too. Oh, did we pick Noah? Go back. Who do you think's winning versus me versus Woodlow?
I said Woodlow on that one.
Okay. I'm gonna pick me because I'm me, and it's Woodlow.
Next matchup.
I'm gonna take Joe. Are you gonna take your brother or Joe?
I think I'm gonna have to take Nick here.
All right. This fucking mic thing just keeps flailing down.
It's making noise on the mic over here.
Just get rid of it. You don't need your little mic screen protector.
I like my mic screen. I don't know what it does, but I feel like I can talk closer into the mic like this, and it like filters it out. Like when I'm like, trade alert, and I scream into this thing.
I think it just quiets you.
TJ versus Guzik.
TJ's starting AJ Green.
There's no way. Why isn't he in IR? Guzik's gonna win this week just because.
Like Kiki QT.
I mean, he's obviously not gonna start.
He's sitting Baker.
I am sitting Baker in my other league too. Actually, I forgot he doesn't have a bench. Yeah, no, I'm going with.
He got a concussion. I think that's why it was so bad.
Is anyone gonna pick TJ? Are we all going straight Guzik?
I'm going
straight Guzik for me.
All right, next match.
I think this is an easy pick.
TJ, get your shit together, dog. Noah, you're playing Tim.
Yes.
I guess
it's interesting with Prescott and Elliott because like that might be kind of linked.
Yeah.
I've got a couple. I know Sterling Shepard's in concussion protocol, but I've got a couple. I'm
very surprised that Mixon is projected 15.2.
Why don't you stack Michael Gallup and Dak Prescott?
I'm going to probably. I don't know. I've got a couple bids out in waiver wire.
Definitely play DJ Moore.
We'll see who I pull in.
DJ Moore. The only person that I would consider benching there is Sterling Shepard.
I haven't really fixed my lineup too much. Sterling Shepard's in concussion protocol, so I'm probably not going to start him.
Is Joe Mixon going to play? Because he's projected 15.2.
I believe he is. Yeah.
Who's the backup? Do you have the backup?
Giovanni Bernard, and I do not have him.
No, Ben Guzik has Giovanni Bernard.
Yeah, and he's starting him.
Who else would have Giovanni Bernard?
I love Ben Guzik, man.
All
right, well, I'm gonna take Tim. I like Tim's team. I think Damian Williams might blow up this week against the Raiders.
Damn, I am going to take myself.
Yourself.
Yeah, I'm going to take myself mainly because I think Devontae Freeman is going to put up 5 points.
This might be a huge Todd Gurley game.
I think this could be a big Tyler Boyd game.
Yeah,
Are you going with Noah?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm hoping Kittle could have a good game this week.
Next matchup, we got Presta versus Jeff. Presta.
Why are they not projected very much?
Tevin Coleman.
Who is he going to put in? He's going to have to pick someone off waivers. Or he's going to play Kalen Balazs or Wilson. I'm going to go with Jeff on this one.
Me too. But Sammy Watkins is
Yeah,
playing the Raiders.
I'm gonna have to go with Josh too.
Ooh.
We might see back-to-back 40-point
Sammy
games.
Watkins might just
Oh
win
yeah,
it
Sammy
for
Watkins
him.
could carry his team. It only takes one. But then again, Austin Eckler's playing Detroit. He could have a nice game there too.
Deshaun Watson's playing the Jags, who just
I'm-
got murdered by
I think I'm
Mahomes.
still gonna go with.
I think
Jack.
Deshaun Watson is going to be a top 3 fantasy quarterback this year.
I talked a lot, if he stays healthy, sure. I talked a lot about, as long as it's number 1 Mahomes, number 2 Lamar Jackson, number 3 Deshaun Watson, I'm okay with that.
I don't know. We'll see.
All right, final matchup.
All right, so
Defense will be
I'm taking
Oh.
Jeff.
I'm taking
Yeah.
Jeff too.
Jeff as
All
well.
right, Jeff Sweet. Sorry, Presta. Who had the most points last week, I think, or Guzik. He had top 2.
Yeah,
one of
Guzik.
the two.
The
Guzik
Bowers
had-
brothers. This is well.
Love
This
to
is
see it.
this actually week 2 is rivalry week, I think.
Yeah.
Well, me and Nick had
You had rivalry week 1.
Yeah, me and my
Like
brother.
me and Woodlow would be one.
Yeah.
2 Bowers brothers. Jeff and Preston know each other, so that's good for them. So yeah, I would say this week's technically better at it.
I like Devontae. I like Devontae Adams and Adam Thielen. And Cooper Kupp. He's got strong receivers.
I think I'm gonna pull it off this week.
I like
I
your
don't-
team. Are you gonna stick with Jameis?
I might.
Okay. Who would you drop if you had to drop someone on your team right now?
Probably Rashad Penny.
Justice Hill?
I think
Justice
maybe.
Hill. Yeah, Justice Hill
maybe
or
just
Rashad Penny, in
Waddle.
my opinion. Maybe Anthony Miller.
I think I'm gonna keep Penny for a couple more weeks just to double check it.
Yeah.
Because if Carson did go down, he'd be a running back 2.
He might get screwed with
Joe's got a strong bench.
Yeah, I like Valdez Scantling. I like Jarvis Landry.
yeah, I
Jarvis
like
Landry not
Landry.
even starting.
Yeah. I'll see that changing. I'll see him putting him in for Duke Johnson. Oh, then again, Duke Johnson's playing the Jaguars. He could have a good game there.
See, here's my
Monday.
thing with waiver wires. Like, who am I gonna pick up? Derek Carr or Andy Dalton to start over Jameis? Like, those guys are just as bad.
Derek Carr. Who's Oakland playing? Oakland's playing Kansas City, right?
Yeah, but Derek Carr got 14.6 last week.
Stafford had a good week. Stafford used to be a stud. Mariota played well last week. He might be worth a look at. Jacoby Brissett, how many points did he have? 16?
I could play
Did you see
Minshew.
Gardner Minshew going out there and doing
Yeah.
big things?
And then he got replaced by Josh Dobbs.
Yeah, I don't know if we're happy about that, but we'll see. It's magic. Against the pay, he might get
No.
garbage time.
He might get killed.
I
might
don't know. My bold take of the year is the Dolphins beat the Patriots.
I like it. All right, we're at an hour and 8 minutes. Do you guys have any? Oh, do we pick? I'm gonna take Bowitz. Bowitz is gonna take Bowitz. What do you
I'm
think?
taking Bowitz.
Well, they're both Bowicks.
There's little Bowitz. And
I'm gonna take little Bowicks.
All right, nice. Any closing thoughts for the podcast? No, thanks for coming on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You
thanks
definitely-
for coming on.
We're proud of you. You look a lot stronger. You look.
Yeah.
Yeah, your
deeper.
first
You made
appearance
a
was
big-
really weird. Yeah, your first
I don't
appearance was
think
kind of weird.
I don't know if I changed at all whatsoever since the end of this fantasy season. And you're out here making big ass moves.
Yeah.
Bounce is in Blono now, so that was a big change.
Yep. My team, I don't know what to do with them. Like they should be better than what they were last week. So we'll see what happens.
Hey,
hopefully
maybe you're-
I'm talking on this podcast and we're gonna be like, wow, Bowitz' team really improved, or they're gonna be like, wow, Bowitz needs to sell all of his assets.
We'll see.
The Nick S strategy of just winging it in the early weeks is back in full force, baby.
Yeah.
We're going for our 4th straight title.
Yeah. No.
Someone please stop him. It's
I've
not
only
gonna
been.
be- it's not gonna be
This is
me.
only my 1.5 year in the league, and I can already see how they're getting annoyed at you.
I don't know how do you not
You
brag
got
about
lucky.
that?
You got
3
lucky
straight
last
years?
year. Last year was kind of lucky.
Yeah.
Some of the other years you like had the dominant team, but like last year you kind of like got lucky with it.
I think I was most pissed about last year is kid in my other league winning with both Titans running backs starting.
Yeah, that's stupid.
I just wanted to beat Whitlow last year, and I beat. That's all I needed. Like if that would have happened in the third and fourth place game, I would have been just as happy. I think.
Yeah.
It was just me and Whitlow, and the fact that it was for first and second, whatever. All right, so podcast. We'll see you guys next week. If you want to be a guest, let me know. Everybody's got to be a guest.
Hit us up in our Instagram DMs.
There is you noticed last year we had everybody but Emil. You know what happened to Emil on the podcast? You got to be a podcast guest. And I think I know that 1-3. We're gonna try to keep it 1-2 guest max. So
okay, we need to have one of those like shit show weeks though. Those are hilarious.
We have 5 guests.
That happens around week 7 with the big buys. Week 7 and week 8.
We should have one where we have like 2 or 3 guests. No more than 3.
That's gonna be a lot to pay attention.
If you have more than 3, then no one even watches the podcast because everyone's on the podcast.
We should do a non-league specific podcast also, and just start pumping that out, and we'll just see if we can get a 5.
We should try to get like a bunch of actuaries to do the modeling for the projection.
I was talking to my friends about making a podcast, like just all NFL. Like each week, we could make projections for each week, like see who has the best pick. I was gonna get like a little camera, make a little stand with little fake microphones, get a whole thing going, but it never ended up running with it.
All right, we'll talk to you guys next week.
All right, see you.